Well, this is my other office apart from the school that you saw in Lumley, and this is a coalition. The name of this coalition is National Movement for Emancipation and Progress, and all this started by me through that school. I started the organization Katanya Women's Development Association, KAWDA, in 1996. I started an activism since when I was a child because of what I went through. Sometimes people don't want to talk about these issues, but I know these are human rights issues, especially on these harmful traditional practices like female genital mutilation, early marriage, forced marriage, child labor, some of which almost of all of these things I have gone through them. So I know I'm fighting a good cause, so I don't look about the implication or what people feel about me. In 2007, before the election, there was a big program in a plan in Kailan. So they planned to initiate about 600 girls in this district. As a result, I was called by UN because everybody know me about the work that I'm doing on FGM. So in fact, some people call me, instead of calling my name Ann-Marie, they call me FGM, FGM. So when they called me to Kailan, I went there and I joined the other human rights activists, and we did findings, and because as a result of these findings, some human rights organizations from Germany came, they saw my report and they were so excited. Then they said, I'm supposed to be supported because I'm doing a very good work. So it is through that I started this coalition. We are in other organizations right across the country, about 45 member organizations right across the country, working on harmful traditional practices, child marriage, gender-based violence, human rights issues, especially for women and children. They join me, and we believe as a human rights issue, by coming together we can be able to make a force, and then we can be able to urge the authorities or policymakers to do something on it, because they have been going out to UN, they have signed, they have agreed to pass these things as a law, but up till now they have not passed. So we believe as coming together we can be able to make an influence to them. That is why we have this organization. Right now some of the staffs, and they have gone home. Then here is one of the staff.
My name is Mr. Mansouri, Mohamed Mansouri. Nice to meet every one of you, and we are here to protect the children, and especially the women in particular, out of bondo societies or anything you call it. Like, we're here to keep them clean with food, everything at hand.
We encourage men, because the men are the perpetrator. That is why you see I am the head, and in fact it's a pride to me, because in Sierra Leone sometimes it's difficult to find a woman heading men, and for this coalition I am a woman, and even the men, most of them are educated more than I do. Sometimes they are stronger, but at the same time I'm able to work with them, because we know using these men they can be able to talk to other men, so that these men who perpetrate violence against women, in fact the men who encourage FGM, it is because of women want to satisfy men. This is another very important reason why FGM is being practiced in this country, because the men will say, oh, you are dirty, oh, you are unclean. And also they consider a man-to-man meeting. That means it's a challenge. So by educating these men, for them to know that a woman and an uncut woman is no challenge to them, but woman and man, they are one in the eyes of God, and they should work together to bring development. Because we are the woman is always subjected. It's difficult for that country to be developed, and that is why you see our country is underdeveloped. In fact, this FGM is another way that makes women not to be outspoken, because in the bush they teach you to be quiet, they teach you that when your husband is talking, you should not argue. All this is a violation for me, is a violation of women's rights. For my own school, it's total free. I bought uniform for them. I pay school fees for those sitting NPSC, that is the national, the external exams. I pay everything for them, buy everything for them. They are not paying, absolutely they are not paying anything. So I say, I consider it to be one of the first and most free school in this country. So I'm proud of that. We believe we have to lobby the government, because without policy it's difficult for some of these things to stop or to come to an end. So policy, at the same time educating the minds of people, because there are some countries wherein FGM has been passed as a law that people should not practice it. Because the people are not educated, they are still practicing it. So we do a two-way track approach. We go to the policymakers, we advocate to them, we lobby them for them to know that this is a human rights issue, is a human rights problem. They should address it because it is against the development of the girl child and a woman. Then we also go down to the grassroots to educate them, for them to know that yes, we know that they are tradition, but tradition that is life-threatening is not a good tradition. If you are listening now, you who sent those things for the kids, you sent your dresses, you sent so many other items, home economic items, we appreciate you so much. I appreciate you, I thank you on behalf of these children. Had it not been for you, it is difficult for me to succeed, to reach where I am today. So thank you very much.